Well, I guess, Nathan, heading into the last regular season match with the final spot already secured, that must be a nice feeling, I suppose.
Yeah, it's a positive, but we really need to make sure we focus for this game and get some good momentum going into the finals.
And obviously facing a bit of a familiar face in Cello in the midfield, who's obviously, his influence, I guess, has sort of increased as the season's gone on. What's it going to be like coming up against him?
Yeah, he taught me a lot when I was younger. I had the privilege of training with him when I was 17, 18, coming through the ranks, and he's really hitting his straps now. So hopefully we can contain him and stick to our structure and make sure that they don't get too many chances.
And obviously, cutting off the supply line, I guess he creates for guys like Riera, who's in pretty good goal-scoring form. I guess winning that midfield battle, that's obviously going to be a pretty important part of getting the win. Yeah,
it's always important. In our structure, we always try to stay compact through the middle, and I guess that's a big job for myself and the other midfielders. So no, I think they like to play through the midfield, and I think that's a way of stopping them for sure.
And for yourself personally, I think you've started the past 4 games. You must be happy you scored a goal in there as well. You must be happy with your own form and enjoying your football. Yeah, I'm really enjoying my football. Obviously last week was a bit of a hiccup, but I'm really trying to make this position my own. But like I always say, it's always about the team and the best I can do for the team. So, it's good.
It was a hard result last week. What has the boss said in training to get you guys to bounce back? Does he need to say anything, or do you guys know what you need to do?
I think we recognised that last week was not the best of performances, and we know that we need to be focused going into the finals. And yeah, definitely we all have our own motivation within us to try and do the best we can each week, and he basically just said, let's stick to what we're good at and let's focus and let's really make some good form going into the finals.
You're coming up against Wanderers side that needs to win. Does that change the game plan at all, or is it focusing on yourselves and worrying about what you guys can do as opposed to the opposition?
Yeah, no, it's a massive game for them. Obviously we're going to focus on ourselves and do the best we can to implement the boss of structures for this week, and take it to them as much as we can.
Played alongside those experienced guys.
These guys, they're very talented footballers. They've played at the highest levels across the world, and every day they're teaching me and I'm learning from them every day, and it's a privilege to play alongside all of them.
And obviously there's a slight possibility, Marko wouldn't spill the beans yesterday, but Issa is one looking away from a suspension heading into finals, so possibility he might be arrested, I guess. If he is, I guess, does that even put more responsibility on guys like yourself maybe to step up and take on even more of a leadership role as a young player?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure exactly the selection some of the boys have already gone through, but if that's the case, it's definitely an opportunity for me to step up, to show my leadership qualities and to really just, be a bit of a presence in the midfield like Issa is each week.
Yep. And you had a great win in the FFA Cup up there against Western Sydney, I think back in October, the semi-final win. That was a couple of great goals, and you had sort of really guts it out and a gritty win in the end. Is it going to take a similar performance to that to get the win? Yeah,
the boss has often referred to our FFA Cup games and the way that we had the courage and the bravery to hold out the result and to just to fight out wins right to the end. Yep. So I think we're going to use that this week to help us try and get the result.
Do you think the difference there is that it's a do or die in a finals or a cup final match in comparison to the season where it's 3 points, you're going to have another shot at the game next week? Is that the difference you think?
I think it's easy to think that way, and I try not to do that. I try and take each game as like your last game and try and perform as best you can. But you're right in saying that those games, it was on the day and the result mattered more per se than this week, but definitely got to use that sort of mindset to drive us this week.
And just last one for me, I guess how big, obviously you got the final spot already secure, but you touched on it there before, I guess getting that momentum and going into a final series in winning form, it's obviously what you want to do. Yeah,
I think it's really important. If we have that win under our belt, give us a lot more confidence going into the game, and confidence is massive in football, and I think that if we have that, it will put us in good stead for the finals.